Yeah, Jubilee Jackson, SCB Trip, Detroit baby. SDP yeah. Trip. This time I'm respecting myself, prioritizing my health. No more being a yes man, breaking the curses. Distance myself from energy, fam, stay always be thirsting. I gotta be honest, my heart was hurting. Suppressing ain't working, drinking, eating, flirting. Fascinating how human beings be draping the curtains. Hiding what's plaguing us and treading the surface. We're meant for deeper purpose, clean up the waters. We carry the baggage of our mothers and fathers. If we don't unpack it, we hand it to our sons and our daughters. SCLFRESPECT. I call back my power, claim my sacred energy. SCLFRESPECT. I call back my power, claim my sacred energy. How you feel, how you feel? Tell me how you really feel. If you can't be authentic with yourself, how you expect to attract what's real? We bring us aligned however we be. If I don't like what I see, the change must start from me. Gotta swallow my pride, putting my ego aside. I deserve what I desire. True evolution, the inner is not the attire. And I'm going higher. Used to be surrounded by people who hit me up when they wanted something. Clearly, I'm needing more loving. I am recovering. One day my bloodline gon' listen to me. I'm a legend. SCLFRESPECT. I call back my power, claim my sacred energy. SCLFRESPECT. I call back my power, claim my sacred energy. Used to seek validation in my situation. I stated myself I needed vacation or spend another eternity waiting for someone else to rescue me. Nah, I won't wait, shadow is out. She wanna play, it's about time I'm getting my way. I am worthy, I'm needing a break. Woo! How do I expect people to be there when I abandon myself? Ignore my wounds, ignore how I felt. The fire gets hotter, I'm watching it melt. Snatching myself out the loop, reprogramming my ways, I hope you do too. They tried to control me, guess what I did? I gotta be moved. Can't catch me, slipped out your hand. Run, run, run as fast as you can. On my way to the promised land. I introspect, you weren't a friend, you just a fan. As simple as that. I am a poet and they put it to a beat. Now they think that I rap. 1, 2, 3, it did till I close my eyes. Meditate, no right or wrong, it is what it is. Everything is everything, Lauren Hill. Mama and daddy say I'm special, that's why I feel like a misfit. Jaden Smith, will I listen to the Most High or give in? Surrendering to the flow of life. These other vices ain't getting me by. Breath work, breath play, every day. I'm on the rise, look in the sky. I am the queen of the night. Got his body on high. I told you how many times I'm eternal, I never die. SCLFRESPECT. I call back my power, claim my sacred energy. SCLFRESPECT. I call back my power, claim my sacred energy. SCLFRESPECT. I call back my power, claim my sacred energy. SCLFRESPECT. I call back my power, claim my sacred energy.
What is self-respect? It's the cornerstone of a fulfilling life, a deep appreciation for oneself that goes beyond mere confidence. Self-respect means understanding your worth, setting healthy boundaries, and prioritizing your well-being. It's about treating yourself with kindness, compassion, and dignity, even when faced with challenges or criticism. One aspect of self-respect is recognizing your inherent value. This involves acknowledging your strengths, talents, and unique qualities that make you who you are. When you have self-respect, you don't seek validation or approval from others to feel good about yourself. Instead, you cultivate a sense of inner worth and confidence that comes from within. Self-respect also involves honoring your needs and boundaries. This means saying no when something doesn't align with your values or goals and not compromising your well-being for the sake of others. It's about prioritizing self-care, setting realistic expectations, and surrounding yourself with people who respect and support you. Ultimately, self-respect is about living authentically, valuing yourself, and striving for personal growth and fulfillment.
Hello, everybody. Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening for whatever time you will be listening to this live. Welcome to A Daily Dose of D. I am your host, Goddess D of Love. Today is Terrific Tuesday, y'all. Let me get my Tuesday quote up for y'all before we get into the Daily Dose of D and the word of the day. Tuesday, happy Tuesday. Decide what you want, believe you can have it, and believe you deserve it, and believe it's possible for you. Happy Tuesday. So we're going to get right into it today, y'all. If you listen to the song, it should tell you in the clip what I am going to talk about today. The word is respect. But what I really want to talk about is what is self-respect. Self-respect is defined as holding yourself in esteem and believing that you are good and worthy of being treated well. Self-respect is a feeling of confidence and pride in your own ability. So often we hear, let me say a couple of phrases that we hear often. You've heard these phrases before. Respect yourself and others will respect you. Your value doesn't decrease based on someone's inability to see your worth. Respect yourself enough to walk away from anything that no longer serves you, grows you, or makes you happy. We heard those phrases before. What is your self-respect? Ask yourself. This is a good question because many people lack respect, let alone self-respect. If you can't respect yourself, how are you supposed to gain the respect of others? So self-respect is the sense of personal value, dignity, and honor that comes from recognizing and appreciating one's worth. It involves having confidence in oneself, setting healthy boundaries, and refusing to accept disrespect or mistreatment from others. When you want self-respect, you don't allow others to disrespect you or mistreat you because you have self-respect. It also means behaving in ways that align with your values and your principles. And then you're going to take pride in maintaining integrity, even in challenging situations. Integrity means doing things the right way, even though nobody's seeing them, even in challenging situations. It's a foundation for emotional well-being and personal growth. A lot of us have to gain this self-respect because the world that we live in today makes it where you don't even have to respect not only others, but yourself. And once you lose that self respect, it can be very diminishing to you. of things that you allow in your life. So let's talk about why it is important to have self-respect. Self-respect is a fundamental aspect of a personal identity and well-being, playing a crucial role in how individuals perceive themselves and you interact with the world. Excuse me. The foundation upon which a healthy sense of self-worth is built shapes your behaviors, relationships, and your overall life, which is often fleeting and dependent on others. But self respect is internal and enduring, serving as a guide for personal values and actions. So, self respect is important because when you interact with the world, there's so many things, like I mentioned, that gives you lack of self-respect or lack of respect of others, that you want to build your own behavior and build relationships that help your self-respect overall so that you can live a more fulfilling life. So let's understand what self-respect is. Self-respect goes beyond more than confidence and pride, because I know that's a lot of people think that when you have self-respect, oh, I could do this, I could do that, very prideful and very confident. There's nothing wrong with being confident or prideful to me when it comes to yourself, but it's also the acknowledgement of one's intrinsic worth and the commitment to honor the value through your actions and your decisions. It's rooted in self awareness, where individuals recognize their strengths, their limitations, and also values, and maintain a constant commitment to them. So, self respect is not being arrogant or self important. So, to me, there's a difference between confidence and pride and arrogance or self importance. It's about maintaining dignity and integrity. There's that word again, integrity. Even faced with adversity or criticism, it requires one to hold themselves accountable to a high standards while being compassionate and accepting of personal flaws. Excuse me. So when you're understanding this self-respect, you have to realize that you're holding yourself at a high standard. You won't allow people to treat you a certain way, or you won't allow yourself to be in the presence of certain behaviors or certain actions, or even be put in a situation that don't want to be in, because your standards are going to be so high that you're compassionate about how you feel. And along with that self worth and self respect and understanding, you realize that you do have flaws. D realizes I have personal flaws, but I want to have the understanding and self respect to know I have flaws. I'm not perfect. I make mistakes, but then I adjust it accordingly. And this is where your dignity, integrity come into play. Even when you're having adversity or criticisms, or people are against you, or people are belittling you, you still have to have those high standards of respect. Realize your flaws and apologize for those things and act accordingly to have your self respect. So once again, as it seems like all my words of the day have this, and everything at the Love Palace has this. It's not communication this time, because we talk about communication, but this is going to be the role of boundaries in self-respect. So one of the clearest expression of self-respect is the ability to set and enforce personal boundaries. So we're talking about personal boundaries now. I know we talk about setting boundaries with other people, but this self-respect is going to entitle personal boundaries. So individuals with strong self-respect don't allow others to mistreat or exploit them. Let me repeat that. Individuals with strong self-respect do not allow others to mistreat or exploit them. They understand that accepting disrespect or compromising their value diminishes their self worth. So, boundaries that they set up are served as a protective measure, ensuring that interactions with others are not rooted with, sorry, ensuring that interactions with our others are rooted in mutual respect. For example, someone with self respect is going to walk away from toxic relationships, stand up for their beliefs, and refuse to tolerate harmful behavior, even at the risk of losing approval for others. Very, very valuable point here. When you set up this boundary of self respect, this is going to help with the build quality relationships. And you're going to stand up for what you believe in. You're going to refuse to be treated in a harmful, disrespectful way, even if it means that you're going to lose the approval of others. In this world today, in society, especially along with social media. And I speak of social media all the time because we're on this app, we're on this YouTube app, and we all see how people need to have self respect. We all see that some people lack that because they don't want to lose the approval of others. Many people don't want to stand up for what they believe because they're like, nah, I don't want to ruffle anybody's feathers, even if it's something that you believe in, or even where people refuse to tolerate harmful behavior. If someone is on your platform having harmful behavior and you're allowing that, what's that say about your self-respect? Or if you're getting treated a certain type of way on the panel and they're belittling you and talking about you, you don't have to stay up there if you have self-respect. I respect myself enough to be like, no, I'm not going to tolerate this harmful behavior. And you do that, like I said, even at the risk of losing approval from others. So let's go ahead and talk about self respect in relationships. The quality of relationship often reflects the level of self respect everyone has. People who respect themselves tend to attract healthy, respectful relationships because they demand and offer mutual respect. They are less likely to stay in situations where they are not undervalued, knowing their worth is not dependent on external validation. Not external validation. In contrast, if you have a lack of respect, it can lead to tolerating abusive behavior, as we just said, manipulation, my word, y'all, being manipulative, or one sided relationships. This is if you have a lack of respect. When individuals fail to uphold their own boundaries and values, they allow others to take advantage of them, leading to feelings of resentment, frustration, and the erosion of self worth. So, when you have self respect in relationships, excuse me, just to wrap this little portion up, as I stated before, you will not tolerate abusive behavior, manipulation, one sided relationships. Man, one sided relationships. Do you ever feel you in a one sided relationship where you're giving and you're doing so much and you're not getting that back? You're not receiving it. One sided means you are thinking about what you give to others, but they're not returning it to you. So you need to say, what is my self respect worth? You're going to uphold yourself so high that your boundaries and values are going to be important to even people that you are in relationships with. Okay? So let's talk about self respect and how you can grow personally. Self respect also plays a role in personal growth and self-improvement. Those who respect themselves strive to better their lives, not of fear of judgment, but because they believe they deserve it. Those who respect themselves strive to be better in lives, not because they have fear, because you believe that you deserve it. The mindset fosters resilience, as individuals with self respect can accept failures without letting them define their worth. Instead, they view setbacks as opportunities for growth, learning, and discovery. By maintaining self respect, individuals remain motivated to pursue their goals and live in alignment with their true values and aspirations. I really like this part because it says it's going to foster resilience and respect, even when you get setbacks. And when I heard that and when I read that, setbacks mean get backs, y'all. Y'all heard that phrase before? If you set back, you can get your get back, period. Okay? And you're going to learn from them setbacks. There's always a lesson, but this is an opportunity for you to grow. And to me, Goddess D of Love never feels that she needs to stop growing. So when I have a setback, my get back is my growth in learning and having self discovery. So let me go ahead and talk about what are the dangers of compromising self respect? Ooh, sorry, had to drink me a little bit of water, y'all. So, as I was saying, let's go on to the dangers of compromising your self respect. Compromising self respect for external validation, approval, or material gain can have damaging consequences. People who prioritize pleasing others at the expense of their own dignity often experience feelings of emptiness, guilt, and lack of fulfillment. Constantly seeking external validation is a never ending pursuit that erodes inner peace and satisfaction. Over time, the neglect of self respect leads to self doubting, insecurity, and even depression, as individuals struggle to reconcile their actions with their true sense of self. Ooh, y'all, that was deep. The dangers of self respect can help you experience feelings of emptiness, guilt, and lack of fulfillment. For you are trying to validate approval from others. And as we keep talking about validation, because I see that a lot on social media. People want others to validate them or get approval for them. And it's like, what are you doing here, people? We need to stop that. What is your self-respect? You don't need nobody's approval or validate who you are, who your true self is going to be. Don't do that. Self-respect leads to lack of self-respect leads to self-doubt, insecurity, and then even to the point where it can lead to depression. And depression is not a good thing. It could cause physically damage you and emotionally and spiritually. I know I've been there, y'all. So let's work on not damaging our self respect. So we talked about how it can damage. Let's talk about how you can cultivate self respect. So, cultivating self respect begins with self awareness and self acceptance. It's that self word, self awareness and self acceptance. It involves taking time to understand your personal values, setting realistic expectation for oneself, and practicing self compassion. Respecting oneself requires courage to take to make difficult decisions, such as ending unhealthy relationships, saying no to unreasonable demands, standing up for personal beliefs. Self-care practices such as prioritizing mental and emotional well-being are essential components for maintaining self-respect. Ooh, y'all. Excuse me. Cultivating self-respect. What I got out of that is having self-care practice. This means you're going to prioritize your mental health and your emotional well-being so that you can maintain this self-respect. You're going to set realistic expectations for yourself, and then you're going to practice these things with self-compassion. Man, this is deep. How are you going to cultivate your self-respect? I'm going to prioritize my mental health and my emotional well-being. And then I'm going to set goals for me that are realistic. And then I'm going to practice this with compassion. Ooh, y'all, this is about self-respect. Respect, but about self-respect. So in conclusion, self-respect is an indispensable element of a fulfilling life. It empowers individuals to live authentically, maintaining healthy relationships, pursuing meaningful goals with confidence. By fostering self-respect, people are better equipped to face life challenges with resilience and maintain a deep sense of inner peace and dignity. Without it, individuals may find themselves trapped in cycles of self-doubt and dependence on others for validation. Thus, nurturing self-respect is a lifelong journey that enriches personal growth and strengthens one's overall being. Ooh, y'all. Self-respect is a lifelong journey. It doesn't happen overnight. It's a process. And when something takes a process, you don't go in there and cook and be like, oh, I'm going to cook some chicken, or oh, I'm going to make this and that, and it just happens. Don't you got to prepare and process? If you're a gardener, you can't say, ooh, I want to grow these vegetables and just throw the seed down there. You got to cultivate that ground. You got to water it. You got to make sure it has the right nutrients, just like your personal self-respect. You got to do that for you. You got to grow it. You got to treat it. It's a process, and watch the growth. And self-growth is a journey. It'll never stop, y'all. Never, never stop. So that's my word for today, y'all. Daily Dose of D has given you self-respect. Make sure you tune in this evening for the ships. We're talking about manipulative relationships. This evening we'll have the lovely recording that we have with my host, and then we want y'all to come back to the Love Palace for Q&A, because we want to talk about this, because all these things that these words I've been leading up to is about, they all join together. Have y'all noticed that? Because I'll be noticing the same words and same things. So I'm just doing what the divine has asked me to do, or what comes to me, and it's just tying in, you guys. It's just tying in. But before we go, I want to leave you with, I always want to leave you with a couple of words. So we're going to talk about, since it's about self-respect, let me go ahead and share this with you, okay? 1 second.
Let's do 7 clear signs that you indeed have some self-respect. Let's get into it. Number 1, when someone shows you their true colors, you move forward accordingly. Number 2, you don't give yourself away to just anybody. You have real standards. Number 3, you don't do things in order to be liked. Number 4, you don't base your life on pop culture or current trends. Social media included. Number 5, your morals cannot be bought no matter how big the bag is. Number 6, you do not tolerate toxic behavior in order to make others comfortable. Period. And number 7, you're the same person in public as you are behind closed doors. It's called integrity. That's all.
Okay, let me get this down. Okay, everyone. Once again, thank you for coming to Daily Dose of D. You know that I am sponsored by the network. And make sure you go ahead. Let me play this video for them. So the network will be doing a thing on December 31st. Submit your music. Oh my God, I just said December, y'all. See, I'll be ready. I'll be ready for the new year. October 31st, sorry, Halloween or Voodoo Heritage Day, as what I like to call it. But anyway, make sure you're submitting your music, short stories, poem. If you go to the network channel, you will see where to submit that to. It did pop up on there. If you can see it, there's an email that you will send that information to. So make sure if you don't submit, you could go over there and tune in as well and listen to what we got. A lot of local artists and YouTubers doing some great things. So once again, make sure you hit that like button, share and subscribe. It's free 99. Make sure you go and subscribe to my Instagram and TikTok as well. I appreciate you all. And this is Goddess Dia Love. And as I always say, go tell somebody that you love them. And since we talk about self-respect, tell yourself that you love yourself too. That's where you should start. And those that you don't care too much for, or maybe giving you any type of drama, and go tell them that you love them too, because you know what? That's going to irritate their spirit, but they need to know that they love. We love you. Peace out, y'all. See you soon. Hope you make it to the episode of Ships this evening. Peace and love.